Hey, Real Nerds listeners, there's many ways you can interact with the Real Nerds podcast. You can email us at realnerds@gmail.com. You can hit us on Twitter @RealNerds. You want to check us out on Facebook? You can. Just look for Real Nerds Podcast. You want to leave us a voicemail? Just call 720-6NERDS5. You want to listen to our episodes? You can check us out on Stitcher, iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Camera, action!
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd
doesn't talk film. I'm sorry.
Take it outside.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast. We are the best movie podcast on the internet. Hands down. If you've just found us, there's no need to search any further. You have found it. You have found the Holy Grail. You have found the modest Carpenter's Cup at the end of the crusade. And you have found the best movie podcast on the internet.
You have chosen wisely.
Any 1989 Indiana Jones Last Crusade fans out there? Hey,
anyone else 40 years old here? Anyone?
Any else old as fuck like we are? Every week we see a new movie and we podcast our experience to the world. This week we saw Madam Web. Do we get tangled in its intricate story and inspiring character development, or do we not like it? Stay tuned, where we will recommend the film or not, play the trailer, and then spoil it. We also have the big movie news of the week and things we watched throughout the week. And that's what we do.
That's
and
right.
We do it the best.
Out of everybody.
Everybody. Don't even look for your Leonard Maltins and things like that.
Yeah. Take
That's
that.
not cool. I like Leonard Maltin.
I know. He's the Disney archivist.
I know. He seems like a genuinely nice person.
I listen to his own podcast.
Yeah. Whoa, there's more than one podcast we listen to?
It's hard when you're making podcasts to listen to other podcasts, but that's one I do have in there for those long drives.
Yeah, I listen to the Conan O'Brien one. It always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
This week, Brad, I cut the cable cord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan, where will you get your sports?
So, funny story. Because my thing is through Xfinity, and this is no joke, Brad. In the last 4 months, my bill went from $170 to $190, and then last 2-3 days ago, it was $217. What the hell? Yeah. So the Rockies TV station doesn't exist anymore because when Warner Brothers and Discovery merged, the Discovery got rid of all the regional sports channels. The Avalanche and the Nuggets haven't been on Comcast in 4 years, but I still have to pay for the sports. What do you call it? Like regional broadcasting rights or something. So that made it go up. So I went to the Xfinity store, nice guy there, and I told him that I really get it for the sports and that it's so expensive, and I'm trying to find an alternative. And the dude at Xfinity, I won't say his name because this is what he told me. He says, "Dude, just cancel." So, so I did, and then I found that I can get Hulu Live TV with Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, Hulu with no ads, and ESPN and the History Channel and the channel. Really, the only 5 channels I watch on TV, anyways. For $75 a month, and my internet is $110, so I'm saving $40 a month. Which spread out over a year is almost $500. So, yeah, But another caveat to this is I signed up for Disney Plus in its beta launch, and I have what they call the Disney Plus Legacy Bundle
Oh, the
that you
lifetime
cannot
rate?
get anymore.
Yeah.
No, it still went up, but you can't bundle the no ads Disney Plus with it anymore at that price. So mine's like $16.99. I think everybody else has to pay like $24. But when I did that, so because I have to get Hulu Live TV, so I'm following the instructions on Disney Plus because I bought it through my Disney profile. I had to cancel it and then go back into Hulu and re-sign up. So because it's that part's controlled by Hulu, even though it's Disney, it's a really big pain in the ass. So I canceled it, and then I go into log into Hulu, and it won't let me get Hulu Live TV until this billing cycle ends because I've already paid for it, and they don't issue refunds. So I can't get my live TV until next month.
Oh no, you're gonna miss the championship. No, you're
Yeah.
fine. Nothing's going on,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely nothing. So I think I picked the right month.
Yeah. Wow, that's so convoluted.
I know. It doesn't seem that necessary, but it's whatever.
I mean, on the plus side, yeah, like cable gone, good. A lot of channels you will never ever drop in on for $200. Like, yeah,
Yeah. And then like continuously going up. And if it was, it went up because it's a new year, whatever, I expect it because everything's expensive now. But it literally has gone up $40 or $50 in the last 6 months. And that's just ridiculous.
and what are you getting more out of it? Like nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm losing stuff.
Yeah,
So
channels are dropping off, and yeah, who's at Comcast going like, what would help retain customers? Raising our prices.
and obviously that dude at Xfinity store, he's he probably sees it every day. He's like, dude, just cancel. I'm telling you right now, it's not worth it.
You're probably like the fifth person who came in that day who just like threw a fit, and
Yeah,
he's like,
and it wasn't
I give up.
because usually when I go in there, like when they used to raise the prices, I say, man, I don't know, I don't want to spend this much. And then they repackage my deal. And the dude couldn't find, if I repackaged my deal, it actually would have cost me more money. And it doesn't make any sense at all. Because and all these like legacy things, because I've had them for so long. And you'd also think that maybe because I have had Comcast for 20 something years, they'd go, you know what? We're going to give this guy like a $30 a month discount or something. Nope. They don't care.
No, they don't.
Yep. Lousy Xfinity.
Well, good
Anywho,
riddance. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I'm actually, I don't even really miss it right now. So, because I still have all my movies and I have, I still have Hulu and ESPN and Prime, which now I have to pay to get no ads on. Anywho, this week we saw Madam Web. Brad, how much did you love this movie?
This might be my favorite movie of the year.
Dude, you too?
No. I could tell from the trailer that it was kind of like going in wondering like how much of a fun dumpster fire am I going to get? And wow, it's like, I mean, it's not like horribly made. It's competently made, but like there's a lot of creative choices that are just like, this is 2024, right? And we've had like over a dozen Marvel movies, and yeah, like the end sequence is almost like out of a 1990s Fantastic Four movie.
It felt like it's a Looney Tunes movie.
It's like, what are we doing here? Like Sony needs to like, why are they making Spider-Man movies? Like they clearly have no passion for it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah, I would 100% in the same boat. As I was watching it, I felt there was no life in the movie. It didn't have energy at all.
Yeah.
And then there's some really stupid character choices. I even Morbius wasn't this bad. At least in Morbius, I mean, this is stupid, but it's whatever. And I don't know. When I saw the trailer, I go, ooh. But I always think maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they just didn't sell it the right way, and I don't think they could have sold it. So here's the trailer for Madam Web.
Hey, come on, get your stuff. Let's go. Let's try that again.
A week ago, I spent my life racing against time,
I'm gonna help you out today, okay?
trying to save people who were running out of it.
Jackie!
Until one moment changed everything.
Come on!
Welcome back to the land of the living.
I don't understand what's happening.
I've been having visions.
I knew he was gonna die.
I think I'm seeing the future.
New York City's a whole new level of crazy these days.
What do you want from me? What do you want?
New York City's a whole new level of crazy these days.
This is an emergency. Get off the train.
That man's trying to kill you.
What?
Who are you? What is going on? I can see the future. Oh, what the hell? She didn't see that coming? That's not how it works. I've seen that man before.
So who is he?
Ezekiel Sims. He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
Wait, I recognize you. You live in my building.
You're the paramedic. Yeah, you almost ran me over.
You don't think this is weird? How we're all connected?
It's honestly like the least weird thing that's happened all day.
What do you want from me?
You have no idea what those girls have come.
Why don't you want from me?
I think he can see into the future.
What are you want from me?
He's trying to change what happens. Julia, get down!
Why aren't you scared of me? Why do you care for me?
Your future was almost so different.
Where do we go?
If you want to live, you have to trust me.
Get ready. Now!
You're showing off. Maybe a little.
Madam Web stars Dakota Johnson as Cassandra Webb. Clever. And she is a paramedic in New York in 2003. And, they really need to tie this to the Spider-Man universe. So her partner is Ben Parker, who's Uncle Ben. I never knew he was a paramedic, but,
Which
what
I'd
do I know?
even pick up on until I read a review. Like I didn't get it,
Oh,
get it from
really?
the movie. Yeah. Like I did not make that connection that, yeah.
And then they
They're
kept on
related.
teasing, guess the baby's name. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Um,
I was so like just checked out that, yeah, like I just kept sitting there going like, man, they called this guy Ben too. Like, is this so uncreative?
They're just like, just Ben. Let's call everybody Ben. Anyways, her mom is killed in the Amazon because she finds some sort of rare spider
While researching spiders.
that can cure things, and the Amazon is full of spider people. What? And the villain, Ezekiel, is this villain from Spider-Man, where there's this run of Spider-Man that I'm not the biggest fan of, but basically it's Spider-Man wasn't chosen. He was part of a destiny of a bigger web of spider people, and this Ezekiel guy knows who Peter Parker is because of it. But in this movie, Ezekiel is the most uncharismatic villain of all time. And I just, correct me if I'm wrong, but a hero is usually only as good as his villain, and he just seemed like this weird blend of Bruce Wayne with the Oracle and really cheesily written dialogue.
Dude,
I don't know.
He runs to his sports car in bare feet. He's so cool.
Oh, you're right. So badass.
He
And I love
also vocalizes every thought in its like completeness.
And he's able to tap into, emergency services stuff and say, you can stand down other units. These runaway girls aren't who I'm looking for. And he's in New York City and he has to go to New Jersey. And I get that, they're kind of close, but still want to take him like 50, 45 minutes to get there.
Yep.
Anyways.
Yeah, apparently, when girls go missing, that information is immediately sent over to the paper or newspaper printers who, don't wait till the next morning to print their next edition. They do it within 3 to 4 hours.
It's the extra edition, Brad. But, those were
printed
so
and
popular
driven
in
out
the
to New
early
Jersey
2000s.
in 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, they weren't driven. It's one of those little boys who's like, extra, extra, 3 missing teens.
Might as well be.
Yeah, but his motivation is he receives visions from the future that that these
three random girls,
yeah, spider women will kill him, and that's all of the spider women we get throughout the whole movie.
It is supposed to be more.
Well, no, I mean like the only look at them. If it's the longest origin story I've ever been a part of in a superhero movie, and I don't know, because all those girls were so poorly written and so dumb. So, anyways, Ezekiel all of a sudden has an evil Spider-Man suit for some reason.
That comes and goes at will. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if Cassandra is seeing it in her own mind or if it actually exists. I'm so confused because it disappears. Like, you never see him actually like put it on.
Yeah. But, Brad, I totally glossed over that she has powers because when her mom was dying in childbirth in a mystical cave, a spider bit her. And so when she falls into the water, she's reborn with these psychic abilities because, she died and then she's a total bitch about it.
Well, she didn't know that her mom made the sacrifice until she went to the cave.
Did you think that when I'm watching it, I didn't understand Dakota Johnson's choices as an actress in it at all. Sometimes she's really goofy. Other times she's really mean. And then other times she looks incredibly bored to be in the movie.
Yeah.
So,
I got the read of very confused about what are we doing here? I don't understand what my character is supposed to like be feeling right now.
Yeah. And then, at the end when she's in like the Madam Web chair and stuff, like what are her sunglasses? What is this?
That just looked like that's how they look in the comics, so they have to be like this to please the nerds.
Yes.
It was so goofy looking. I didn't even know she broke her back. like I know she got fireworks in the eyes, but I did not
through the water.
Didn't realize she got paralyzed. Yeah, so in the comics is like Madam Web like Marvel's answer to Oracle and their Birds of Prey.
So it's tough because they're actually taking a later version of Madam Web and combining it with the old version. The old version is an old lady that looks like Aunt May, who's blind and uses her powers to see and aid Spider-Man. And then it changes to the younger version, which is what kind of she looks like in the movie. And then I don't know, man. And you know me, I'll try to find any love for anything Spider-Man, but man, this is a stretch. And the end when they're in a fireworks building that has Pepsi Cola everywhere. I mean, I don't know if Pepsi paid to be in this film, but it was pretty obvious product placement throughout it. And every time a Pepsi product came on screen, I just kept on thinking of Kung Pao, where they're like, Taco Bell, product placement, Taco Bell. That's all I could think of when I saw Pepsi.
They needed some tie-in to offset the box office ticket loss they're gonna suffer from it. So,
but it's just so bad. And then the ending. I know I haven't really touched the plot because it's too nonsensical, but the ending when they're in the fireworks place is like a Looney Tunes ending. So you shoot a firework at a brick wall and it creates like a perfect circle for them to get out of.
Yep. Oh my God. And yeah, like
And then
Ezekiel
even-
would get hit with them occasionally, like in a cartoon. And I felt like something he did earlier, like he wastes all those cops in the subway, like pretty easily, and almost invincibly. But yeah, like an M80 like hits him in the chest and he's like nearly destroyed. Like, I don't know.
And that's what's so stupid too. So, Cassandra or Cassie is on the run because she takes these girls away, but no one says anything about the guy who attacked all these cops and like threw them onto train tracks where they got ran over. What the fuck is going on? And so Cassie's solution is to take these girls and leave them in the woods outside of New York City and then drive away
for 3 hours.
There. And then these girls are like, I need to get some fucking French toast. So they go to a diner and then they start strip teasing on a table of basketball boys. Like, what the fuck is going on in this movie?
Yeah, like they should have just gone straight to like the motel, like this whole like drop them off the woods, then go back to New York for 3 hours to read her mom's diary and then come back. Just seems like so extra. Yeah.
I know. And then, so you mentioned earlier, that's the same scene where the guy is reading a newspaper and it's like, huh? Let me call the police. Many Christmas.
Yeah.
Yep. But I will say, there was some cool, like camera movements in it. But that's about all I got.
Also, she goes back to the diner after she like drives the car into it, like late at night while the girls are sleeping, and she gets like visions of Ezekiel talking to her to explain everything. And then it turns out it's all a dream. Like, so she can dream communicate with Ezekiel?
I have no idea. And then the whole time I think she's going back. And so there's been this major crime that's happened at this diner. And there's just one piece of police tape across it. No other police presence. They're just like, yeah, you know what? There's one piece of yellow tape. That should take care of it.
They wrapped that up like 6 hours ago and just like, nope, nothing else to let's not put anyone here to watch over anything. Yeah.
Yeah, and she went blind from the fireworks that somehow are able to penetrate like 30 feet into the water. And then the girls who are there taught to do CPR work together as a team with CPR to bring Cassie back. Dude, so
it all comes
fucking
back
awesome.
around. Yeah. And also, we never learn how the girls eventually get their powers because they're not powerful in the movie at all either.
I know. That's what I mean. It's so bizarre.
Were they like, we'll explain that in the next movie.
It's setting up like these Sony Marvel movies are setting up like the end of the DCEU where it's, hey, there's Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke. He'll never show up again.
Yeah, there's so much like from these films, they're just, hey, the nerds want to see this guy in a costume, so there it is. There, we did it.
Yeah, and what I've been saying, I've said this 7-8 years ago with the DC movies, you have to earn the right for people to care about your characters. You can't just keep plopping them in the story. Because if you do that, then no one cares. And it's something that Sony and DC haven't learned yet. Now, with James Gunn taking over Superman and the whole universe, they might learn that lesson because he's really good at making you care about people you never knew about, like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
so,
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad, which is brilliant. So I have faith that he can do it, but if you don't make people earn it, then you don't care. No one wants to see Madam Web again. I don't want to see her in another movie. I don't care. And the same with these other women who I'm sure are fine actresses and are very nice young ladies. But if you don't give them anything to care about, you don't give them a villain that's compelling, then who cares? Then the movie just fades away and it'll just be a little like blip on, hey, do you know this was a movie at one time?
Also, how long do spiders live for? Because the one he brought back from the Amazon is still in his apartment 20 plus years later.
I know, and that dude is 30 years later and it didn't look like he aged at all. I'm like, wow, good for Ezekiel.
They put a couple gray streaks in his hair.
Oh, you're right. Fuck.
That's the universal symbol for slightly older. Yeah. Yeah, it's just. Yep. Very, very little, I mean, if your complaints are there's too much like ridiculous bombastic action sequences in the movie, this is your movie because there's like one at the beginning and one at the end. Everything else is just driving from place to place and then like
yelling at kids.
Yeah, fantasize. But she didn't want kids, and by the end of the movie she did want her kids.
Oh, see, I didn't even get that part. You're right. Oh man.
That was her arc. Yeah.
Oh man. So much growth. Yep. And I mean, I spent $13 on it because my kid had school. I didn't have school on Monday, so I took him Sunday to the big show in Westminster. And yeah, I had to pay like $13 for his ticket. And I want my money back.
Yeah, there's a new Alamo season pass tier they're trying out where all the upcharges are like removed. So like obviously you pay more for the season pass, but it won't have like an extra fee if you go to the big show or something.
I don't know if it'd be worth it. Do you know how much it is?
Again, it's like I think it's tested in, like at one market, but it was like 37, so it's like twice as much. But
yeah, I don't know if that'd be worth it.
Yeah,
I'll have to see.
I like the big show, but I don't drive up to Westminster every time I want to see an Alamo movie.
No. That really, I went to the big show because it was at 11 o'clock in the morning, and it's an easy one to get. I mean, I think the Alamo in Westminster is a beautiful theater, so
yeah,
I don't mind going there. It's not one I go out of my way to go to.
Yeah, it's great, but it's just not convenient for me and way down south here.
This is the big news story of the week.
It's real news.
Well, Brad, Disney is getting out of the physical media market.
But you said they were going to reinvest in it.
I know. But not so fast. Sony Pictures is taking over the distribution of all Disney physical media, besides the stuff that Kino Lorber did earlier last year, where they're going to take it over as well.
Woo!
So I don't think this is a bad move. I was reading on Digital Bits, and they said the structure for Sony is so much better equipped for distributing physical media than Disney is right now, that it might help bring some of their, titles from the vault that have kind of been neglected. And it's not just a Disney one. Remember, they have, 20th Century Fox, Touchstone, Hollywood Pictures, all these little things that are all in their portfolio that I just think they just don't have the ability or the manpower to want to do it. So by giving it basically licensing it to Sony, who makes incredible Blu-rays with transfers and stuff, I don't think it's a bad idea.
Yeah. I just started, I just started in on the 4K, like Snow White and Cinderella. So I definitely want to see the rest of those come out.
I know. I'm waiting for my Pinocchio.
Although I think those classics should go straight to the Criterion like WALL-E did, but
yeah, that'd be amazing. And I mean, if maybe that's something they're looking at too, because now, if they just license the rights out to them, I'm on board. I mean, because I just don't want them to lose it. Because again, in the article they say that they just invested so much money and they're losing so much money in streaming. They needed to find a way to get their movies out and create some sort of other revenue generator.
I got another revenue generator for them because they're so stubborn about licensing their films for theatrical release.
Yeah.
Like they won't put. It's even worse because now they have all the Fox titles. But yeah, all the repertory houses here that they want to show old Disney and Fox films, and Disney won't play ball with them. So.
Yep. And you have to. That's what I mean. There has to be a give and take. Could you imagine if the Esquire for one of their late night showings was Cinderella or something? The 1950s Cinderella. Guarantee you that thing would sell out. It's just it is fascinating. They're really protective of it, or something like Aliens or Predator, things like that from Fox you could put out in these screenings and stuff. I think would go over really well.
Well, they used to, and now they don't because of that whole merger. So
yeah. So hopefully, when they got Sony on board, Sony can help them now because Sony is one of the few. It might be the only major studio that does not have a streaming service. And I mean, Columbia's, which is a Sony thing, is a really famous movie studio with tons of movies, like Ghostbusters and things.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing all the ads for this is their 100th anniversary, so they're pulling out the stops. I think Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire is their first one of the year.
Yeah.
So.
And that movie looks cool, literally. Yeah. So yeah, that's the big news is they licensed out, and that just broke like maybe an hour or so ago.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll finally get that. I already bought the 4K Super Mario Brothers from Australia, but maybe I'll get an American one. Yeah.
Yeah. Here is what we've been watching.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, what have you watched this week?
Real quick, because I've been meaning to say it for like 4 weeks now and I keep forgetting. I tried to watch Beau's Afraid. It was like free on the library streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
And I could not finish it. I was so bored. And it's like an hour before he leaves the apartment, it feels like. So, once he finally gets like run over and then taken to that like family farm or whatever, I didn't care anymore.
I have not seen it. I think the guy who directs it, it's Ari Aster.
Yeah.
Is really overrated and everyone loves Hereditary and Midsommar. And I think they're not that great of movies. So I had no desire to see it.
Yeah. I was wary because it's like a 3-hour runtime. I was like, this seems indulgent, but yeah, it's free to stream on the library thing. I was like, I'll give it a shot. And yeah, I was like, oh man, I need to be in a theater to focus on this because I just don't have the.
It's not a really ringing endorsement.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a chance some other time, but yeah, I was just like, I can't believe like so many people love this movie. I'm just like, I don't get it. So what I really watched is I finally saw for the first time The Graduate.
Oh, old Dustin Hoffman film.
Yeah, I made his career, I think.
It did.
That's a weirdly celebrated movie about a stalker. Yeah, I
haven't seen it in years, but yeah, it's definitely a classic. It has its own criterion.
It did make me laugh because I didn't know from Wayne's World 2 when he goes to stop the wedding, that's from this movie. So I was like, oh, that's where that joke's from. This is hilarious. Yeah, really kind of like gets interesting by the end, but man, my crowd was like laughing like it was, like Bottoms or Superbad or something. Like they're just eating up every line. I was like, okay, this is all right.
Did not connect with you.
No, it's kind of yeah. I don't know. Simpler times. I guess this was a more risque and subversive back then, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, he's cheating. She's cheating on her husband, and he's facilitating it, and they're having conversations, and then he falls for the daughter, and then stalks the daughter, like a creep. And then I don't know why they're into each other because they've only had like one date. And then ruins the wedding and runs off together. Like, okay. And there's like a long stretch of, and they play like the Sounds of Silence like 3 or 4 times throughout the movie. Yeah.
Dude, such a powerful song.
I did learn because at the Chez Artistes they do like bonus, like someone actually talks about the movie and everything. So apparently Simon Garfunkel were supposed to do the soundtrack and they like dropped the ball and only did like 3 songs. And the Mrs. Robinson one, that's the most famous, but they were supposed to like do more of it and they just like didn't get it done. So that's why it's like the songs are repeated and everything.
Huh.
So, then I watched, for the first time since the theater, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And, it was better than I remember it. I guess I got the jumping around a bit more, but,
yeah, it's always one of those movies that's really highly regarded that I've never really connected with.
Yeah, like it's just like these 2 people who want to forget about each other and then find each other again anyway. Yeah. And meanwhile, there's like a Lacuna science guy. I forgot David Cross was in it, and he's building birdhouses.
Oh, I don't even remember.
Yeah.
I literally watched it show up on my feed as an old Mr. Show skit where they bump into each other at the bar, and he's like, "I'll marry you, you chicken shit."
I'll marry your ass. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Just Fucking Married. That's a great skit.
Yeah. And then the last thing I watched is for the first time is a movie called Ghost Dog: The Way of the Samurai.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, but I haven't seen it. When did that come out? 1999?
1999, because Almo's doing their special decades thing going on.
I have not seen it in 25 years. So I know Forrest Whitaker's in it, and that's about what I can tell you about it.
Yeah, he's a hired assassin who ends up just like going after and killing the mob, and also in Jersey. And it's slow, and like when the title card came up and said Jim Jarmusch, I was like, oh shit. Because I've seen 2 of his other movies. I'm like, they're different, but they're not like, oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And this one's just like Forrest Whitaker's like reading out of a samurai like info book, and so there's like just a lot of philosophizing, and meanwhile he's killing these mobsters, and he'll like spin his gun when he like puts it back into his holster like it's a samurai sword, which is hilarious. But yeah, there wasn't much there for me otherwise. It was really cool when he shoots through the sink and kills that guy.
Yeah, I don't remember the movie at all. I mean, I remember the basic plot, like you said, but I can't remember the minutia of it at all.
Yeah, it was pretty boring. What'd you watch?
So I put up 2 weeks ago that I have over 300 Blu-rays that I own that I haven't watched, and so that's all I've really been focusing on. Just having a random generator, pick a number, and I put them all out of order, so there's like no cheating, you know what I mean? So the one I got this week is The Missing Link, which is this Lakia stop motion one with Hugh Jackman and Zach Galifianakis, and it's still a really cute movie. It's incredibly animated, and I enjoyed that. I watched for the first time X-Men Days of Future Past, the Rogue cut. I don't even remember what was cut out of the theatrical one. I did recognize the Rogue scene though, so I think it was 17 minutes longer, but as I was watching it, it felt like maybe it was just an additional like length of scenes, because I couldn't remember specifically what was cut out. Still a really entertaining movie. I think that Michael Fassbender's meanest portrayal or darkest portrayal of Magneto, so it's fun.
So it has more Rogue, right? Like that's the whole point.
Yeah, but she's only in it for like 5 minutes, maybe. Yeah, because I thought too she'd be like integral, and not really. The one movie I never saw before that I watched was The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp, which is a old English film that follows this. You think it'd be Colonel Blimp, but it's not. It's this Candy is his last name, but it's a really good movie. It's really long. It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes. But it's really good and it's really well made. It's from 1943 and it's Technicolor, and the Criterion is beautiful. I recommend it if you have 2.5 hours to kill with some British movie. And the last one I watched was the 4K of Rambo Last Blood, and I think I enjoyed it more this time because I got it on Black Friday like 2 years ago for $4. And I remember it was okay in the theaters. And when I watched it this time, I was prepared for it just to be like an hour of him looking for his adopted niece, and then 30 minutes of him being Jason Voorhees killing people.
Yeah.
And so I was more in like tune with it, if that makes sense. And I just had more fun with it, and I forgot that he ripped the dude's heart out at the end. Like, fuck yeah. And it's still cool. I mean, Stallone's still pretty badass in it. It's obviously not the best Rambo by a long shot, but it's still really fun. I had fun with it.
Yeah, the only cool part is that ending.
Yeah. The rest of it, but it's only like 85 minutes long, so it moves really fast. So yeah. And that's what I watched this week. I've knocked out 16 of them. I haven't watched it yet, but my random generator today, I got the Karate Kid 4K collection, so that'll be fun.
Nice.
And
those are great.
Yeah, that's what I watched this week. Next week, I think I'll be able to do The Room, which will be our film of the week.
Finally.
Yes. So stay tuned for that, and we will see you at the movies.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot at a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Thanks for listening to Real Nerds Podcast, a Nebulous Visions production. Stream or download episodes, read articles at realnerdspodcast.com. Stream us on Apple or Google Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. Twitter and Instagram, @Real Nerds. Watch us on YouTube, Real Nerds Podcast. Email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Call us at 720-6nerds5. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill, Mike at Plan 9 Studios, and Bolognium for all of our groovy theme songs. And that's how you fucking do it!